I don't think we need to analyze the Madonna video. We don't need to analyze Lady Gaga's video too much. Except to say, I'll analyze it a little bit. I'll say that the Lady Gaga video is just kind of fun. It's a twisted story about an attention freak who wants to get attention, wants to be famous, so she hitches up with a couple of fascist ladies who turn her into a monster of fashion and singing. And then that's followed by the Russian mafia guy who gets her drunk and drugged and turns her from a white clothes wearing lady to a red clothes wearing lady, and then to apparently some sort of prostitute. That's immediately followed by her blowing somebody up and catching them on fire. I guess it was her boyfriend. But that's one way to go. Lady Gaga is a pretty weird chick, she is. Yep. Not any weirder than Banjo. Maybe not. Not any weirder than that poor Lindsay Lohan. Keep ripping on Lindsay Lohan in this episode. But it's all in fun. You know who you are. So shape up or ship out. That's what I say. I'm going to mosey on now. These are prescriptions. The glasses. I'm going to make an analysis of the movies, of the music video, not the M&M one. I'm going to analyze the Lady Gaga video, which is called The Bad Romance. Now, it's a very strange video. Now, there is some minor confusion as to what kind of video it is, because there are two forms of the video. The one performed on the stage, and the one performed live, and the one performed on the MTVs. They are a little different. The very beginning of the video, very beginning, original one, it's kind of a slovenly, sort of low-budget thing, with lots of nice fashions and whatnot. And there's no weird, like, hyper-chamber thing. There's no funky-looking alien monsters stuff. They're just people in fashion clothes. Very interesting fashions. And they're doing this thing, they're not in a big warehouse. They're just in this apartment or something, and there's this bathtub and all that stuff. And bad romance, And the premise, apparently, is that the character that Lady Gaga is playing, she wishes to become famous. She wishes to become a fashion monster. In order to become famous, she has to deal with the zombie fashionista chicks. The fashionista, I call them that. I don't know if they're really called that. But anyway, the fashion chicks who have arranged for her to go into the fashion industry, carry us through the underworld. She goes to the underworld. She comes out of the chamber. In the early version, it's a bathtub. In the more ambitious version done by the sci-fi director, it's a science fiction-y looking steamy set, and there's like all kinds of chambers there, and they come out of the hyper chamber. They look like hyper chambers to me. I don't know. And they all come out of those, and it looks like science fiction. Well, they're supposed to be deprivation tanks, I guess, or deprivation places. And every place she has her eyes covered with the weird glasses or something, or the mask of the white outfit over her face, except for her mouth. There's all symbolic of what they're doing to her to condition her into something else, transform her into the fashion monster. See, I get the idea. It's much less, literal than the M&M video. But it's just basically two people arguing and beating each other up. Oh, and this one, there's much more going on. In fact, there's the implication there's a Russian mobster in it, because there's a bottle of Smirnoff in it. And he gives it to her to drinking, and she spits out. Then later on, we get to see him go in the fashion scene. We also get to see the soldier man, who is wearing the strange metal jawplate. He is doing the thing. He is ordering her, I guess, to perform dirty acts of pleasurings. Probably. And it's not only that, there's much weirdness in this video. Very strange, mysterious things. And very symbolic of everything. In fact, it might be said that the rah-rah chant she's making is sort of a cult-like chant to the god of sun in Egypt. It would be really weird if she did that. Maybe not. Maybe she's just chanting because they told her to do. Because they got her stoned first on roofies and lots of Smirnoff. If you got stoned on lots of Smirnoff, you might be going, ah, 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 ah. Make any sense at all. So yes, you would be. Actually, when they did on Ellen DeGeneres' show, they toned it down a little and just had her come out of the fog. So it made a little more sense. Anyway, so in psychoanalyzing this, I have determined that she becomes the fame monster. At first in the video, she's wearing white, then she's wearing black, and then she's wearing red and becomes the fame monster. Then she becomes the fame monster, and then she goes out and does all the sexy things with everybody. Now she's always got the sexy things going on, you know. She's got the weird tattoos and stuff, and the upside down cross with monster written under it. Incidentally, that's not a Christian thing if it's upside down. That's something else. It would be anti-Christian, I think. But anyway, so apparently she might be Catholic, I don't know. But I like Madonna. Yes, there is a weird connection to this, in fact, because not only did Madonna's Vogue do this, but Billy Idol and David Bowie also did this. And Ellen's show caught on that and said, "You're like another David Bowie." And she said, "Yes, I guess I am." "No, actually, I'm afraid, Miss Gaga, you are Madonna ripoff." But that's okay, because you actually do it right. Unlike Britney Spears, who did not quite have it right. Like Madonna, you actually sing the songs. Britney Spears was invented by the Disney people. As a fame monster. Same idea. But you actually did it right, Lady Gaga. That's very impressive. Yes, it's very cool. And hopefully, Weird Al Yankovic, his version will be funnier than mine. But, I did it first. Okay, now that is my psychoanalysis. That is my psychoanalysis of Lady Gaga. And Lady Gaga. And for those of you that think she is in fact a man, no, you are picking the vibe up wrong. She's not a man. She is bi-curious. Yes. She's not a man. She's a woman. But I don't think any of you could handle it. I don't think I could handle it either. Yeah. The pussy. Yeah. The putty. She's like, yes. But when you're 12 and a boy, the chances of you really finding the whorehouse going to be very good.